Hey there, I'm Sakina Ramzan Ali, founder of Neurohack Coaching. If you're here, there's a good chance you're at an inflection point in your leadership career. You may be navigating a promotion, considering a strategic move, or stepping into a bigger level of leadership and recognizing that what got you here won't necessarily get you where you want to go next. That's exactly why I created the Executive Advisory Program. This is a private advisory engagement for senior leaders who want to make high stakes career moves with clarity, confidence, and a more strategic approach. This isn't traditional coaching. It's a combination of executive positioning, leadership development, and neuroscience informed performance work designed to help you move intentionally into your next level. Before we go into the program, let me tell you a bit about me. I spent over 20 years operating in high growth, high pressure commercial leadership environments. I've worked across 5 continents, helped scale multiple companies from early stage through to significant growth, and led global teams through the complexity, pressure, and decision making demands that come with executive leadership. So I understand the environments you're operating in because I've lived them myself. Alongside that, I hold a master's degree in neuroscience and psychology. That's where the Neurohack approach comes from. For the last 8 years, I worked with more than 500 senior professionals across organizations, including Salesforce, Google, Amazon, Deloitte, and Accenture, helping them make smarter moves and operate at a higher level. So, what I'm going to share with you right now, the methodology is well tested. Let me make this real with a few examples. I work with leaders who are already highly capable, but weren't translating that capability into opportunities, visibility, or progression they deserved. For example, Nicole came to me knowing she was ready for more, but her positioning and executive narrative weren't reflecting the level she was operating at. We refined that, clarified her direction, and she moved into a senior role at HSBC. Rohil was delivering strongly at Deloitte, but needed to strengthen how he showed up as a leader. Through the work, he developed greater clarity, presence, and authority and stepped into a senior leadership role at Deloitte. And Sarah was already performing at a high level, but she needed to strengthen how she communicated in senior conversations. That shift changed how she was perceived and supported her move into the director level. The common thread is this: these leaders didn't lack capability. They needed sharper positioning, stronger leadership presence, and a more intentional operating system. And that's the work we do here. So, who is this designed for? Primarily, we work with VP level and senior leaders navigating significant career moments. That might be a promotion, a transition into a bigger role, a strategic move into a new organization, or simply recognizing that your current way of operating needs to evolve for the next level. What we do is help refine how you're positioned in the market and strengthen how you operate as a leader. So, this isn't about generic career coaching. It's highly personalized advisory work that combines executive strategy, leadership development, and cognitive performance. The goal here is simple: to help you move strategically into the right opportunities rather than relying on trial and error. So, the Executive Advisory Program is built across 4 core phases. You don't necessarily need all 4. Depending on where you are, you'll enter at a different point, and I'll come back to that in a moment. The first phase is clarity. This is about defining exactly where you're going. The second is position. This is where we sharpen your executive narrative and authority brand. The third is exposure. This focuses on strategic access to the right opportunities. And the fourth is lead. This is where we strengthen the leadership capability and cognitive performance needed to thrive at the next level. Together, these 4 phases create a complete pathway from uncertainty or plateau to strategic leadership progression. Let's double click on each phase. So the first phase is clarity. And for many leaders, this is the most important starting point. A lot of senior professionals are moving fast, but they're not always moving deliberately. In this phase, we get clear on your destination, the role you're targeting, the level you want to operate at, the compensation goals you're aiming for, and just as importantly, the gaps where you are today and what needs to shift. We look at your market positioning, leadership trajectory, and long-term goals. Then we build a focused execution roadmap. This phase gives you the strategic architecture to move forward with confidence rather than second-guessing every step. Once there's clarity, we move into positioning. This is about ensuring your external narrative reflects the level you're actually operating at. This includes how you articulate your value, how your experience is framed, how you show up across your CV, LinkedIn, executive conversations, and interviews. A lot of exceptional leaders undersell themselves because they communicate the experience through execution rather than strategic impact. This phase shifts that. We build an executive narrative that positions you as the obvious choice for the roles and opportunities you're targeting. The third phase is exposure, because strong positioning alone isn't enough. You also need access to the right opportunities. This is where we focus on strategic market access. That means building the right visibility, creating intentional outreach strategies, and helping you access opportunities that often never make it to the public job boards. At senior levels, many of the best roles are created through strategic conversations and trusted networks. This phase helps you ensure you're showing up in the right places with the right message at the right time. The final phase is lead, and this is often where the deepest transformation happens because stepping into a bigger role requires more than securing the opportunity. It requires becoming the leader that the role demands. This is where we work on executive presence, decision making under pressure, stakeholder influence, cognitive clarity, and sustainable performance. The neuroscience element becomes especially powerful here. We look at how your brain responds under pressure, where cognitive friction is limiting performance, and how to build a more effective leadership operating system. The goal is not just to help you get there, it's to help you thrive once you do. Now, because leaders come to this program from different starting points, there are 3 ways to enter. The career transition track is for leaders who are actively seeking a new role or making a strategic move. This is the full program, moving through all 4 phases from clarity through to leadership performance. The promotion track is for leaders who are already in a role performing well, but not being recognized at the level they are operating at. Here we focus on authority brand, executive presence, and leadership development. And the leadership development track is for leaders who have already landed their next role or are looking to level up their leadership capability in their current role and want to make sure they perform at a higher level. This goes straight into cognitive performance and executive leadership capability. Whichever track you enter, the work is personalized to where you are and what you need most. In terms of how the program runs practically, we meet weekly for 50-minute advisory sessions. These are structured and agenda-driven, focused on your most pressing leadership or career challenge at that point in time. Between sessions, you have direct access to me for anything time-sensitive that might be preparing for a board conversation, working through an offer negotiation, or navigating a complex stakeholder dynamic that can't wait until the following week. Most clients see a clear, measurable shift within 90 days, and there's a 2-session guarantee built in. If after the first or second session, this isn't the right fit for you, you receive a full refund. No questions asked. I want the people I work with to be in the right program for them. So if what you've heard resonates, here's what I'd invite you to do. The next step is a private 30-minute discovery conversation. This isn't a sales call. It's a genuine conversation about where you are right now, what you're navigating, and whether this program is the right fit for you. Senior leaders don't always have a space to think clearly about their next move with someone who's been in similar rooms and understands the complexity of what they're navigating. So that's what this conversation is about. You can reach me directly at sakina@neurohackcoaching.com, or you can book through the link on this page. I look forward to speaking with you.